Well, here we go again. What's up, guys? I'm back finally. First of all, I would like to apologize for any outside noise. My roof is getting tuck pointed. Don't know what that means, but that's what's going on. But yeah, so glad to be back. The reason I was gone, it's been a rough semester. Not rough, like I just had a lot to do. Like I'm totally fine from last semester. Like this semester was so much more fun. We got to do more stuff. And yeah, it's been a great time. I got a lot more friends, became closer with my close friends already. And yeah, it's been great. But I'm coming back because I had a little school project. And as soon as I heard it was a media conversation or like some project to do with the media, I was like, I already got a YouTube channel. Might as well put something on the YouTube, and it's a great way for me to get back into the game as well. Talking about a little bit of a controversial subject, not too controversial. In my opinion, it shouldn't be controversial at all because, I mean, shouldn't everybody want the same thing out of this? Like, what's the point of not wanting the same thing, you know? But yeah, we're going to be talking about women in sports and equal pay at that. Now, obviously, there's been a lot of movements for this topic, and yeah, it's definitely been talked about a lot in the sports world. And I want to preface this by, I mean, this is just my opinion. This is what I want to get out there. This is what my project was about. I wrote a whole paper on it. So I did do my fair amount of research. But yeah, it's more about, this video is about like the personal side of it and seeing it from a different perspective. Because trust me, I know a lot of you are gonna be like, oh, you're not valid, you're not true to yourself or something like that. But trust me, I was on the other side before this video or before this semester and before I took this class. So researching this actually helped me a lot. But without further ado, yeah, we're gonna get into the facts. So point number one, I see your side. A lot of people will say that, well, women, they're not doing the same thing as men, even though they kind of are, but they aren't. I can see that. They're actually playing against other women and not against men. And there's a reason that we have a WNBA and not just a regular old, like, non-gender specific NBA. You know, like, women have to play against women and men have to play against men. Everybody knows that. It's just not fair because men are bigger and stronger and quicker. And it's just not fair for a woman to go against a man. Even though Brittany Griner did have all the confidence to say that she could beat, who was it? She could beat, why am I blanking? Oh, she said she could beat Boogie Cousins in a one-on-one battle. Which I don't think she could get, but, you know, gotta respect the confidence. But yeah, so there's a reason why all of this stuff is, like, separated between genders, because women are generally, like, not as strong as men. We are, like, men, it sounds weird to say, but men are just physically stronger and taller, and yeah, that's just how it is. And I get that side of the part, or the argument, but I'm here to say that there's more value in women and against women's sports. You know what I'm saying? Like, women's sports in general, like, there's more value in it than people actually see. And I think that my argument is that we need to see or like value women in sports more, because it's actually not like, it's actually fun to watch sometimes if you're just looking for a sport to watch, you know? But yeah. So yeah, recently, of course, there's been these topics or like these arguments between Draymond Green and Megan Rapinoe, and everybody's having their own argument. But I feel like in the aspect of the long run, like, what's the point of not having equal pay for women? Like, why are people arguing against it? I mean, I get it now, they're not making the money. Like, like the WNBA is just not making the same amount of money as the NBA is. And that's why, you know, they're not getting paid as much. But in the future, like, we should want to strive more to get to that place where we're all equal, you know, like, we're all getting equally paid for doing stuff at a high level. You get me? You gotta get that point. But across the world, you know, most people just disregard women's sports, especially like in like the lower levels, like high school, like, people don't like it as much. Sorry about that. Yeah. So at the lower levels, it's harder for girls to like get more encouragement. I know going to a couple of my friends that were girls' games in high school, I supported them a lot. I liked watching them play. Like I liked watching women's volleyball. I liked watching the basketball. It was fun to watch. It was fun to see my friends compete. But I just don't think that they get the same amount of support as the guys do in high school or like any other level for that matter. But I think that if we support them in those years coming up and give them more support, and keep striving to get better at the game and striving to get better as a whole, like, gender at sports, pushing the games forward, I feel like that equal pay is more and more likely to come around. Yeah, so, and for the people saying that, like, oh, they're annoying, they're not worth it, it's not worth it, it's not worth watching the WNBA, it's not worth it watching women's soccer. Like, I get that could be your opinion, but now more than ever, there's more women in athletics that are coming to light, that are leading leading girls and boys. Like, that's important too. As female athletes, they should be role models, not just for girls. Of course, they have to be role models for girls. Like, that's very important. But little boys and little girls should both look up to these female athletes. And I even look up to these athletes, you know, like Serena Williams. Like, that's incredible what she's doing. She's literally like the best. And she's also in the conversation for greatest athlete of all time. And that is up for debate, obviously. And people are going to disregard it for biased reasons. And there are also valid reasons why she might not be. But just to have her in the conversation of greatest athlete of all time is a tremendous step forward. And we have to recognize that. And then we got girls like Simone Biles and Megan Rapinoe and like the whole U.S. women's national team. I know that they lost to the boys soccer team down in Dallas, but we can't compare those two. We have to keep elevating the game and get more Megan Rapinoes and get even better athletes like Serena Williams, like what's her name? Naomi Osaka. She's awesome. Like, she beat Serena, I think, yeah. And we just have to keep pushing forward for these women, and we're gonna get there eventually, hopefully, I believe, but we have to keep pushing. That's why it's starting to get annoying to those guys who just don't want to hear it anymore. Like, they're never gonna be that way. Like, I'm sure a lot of people have heard that before. Like, Martin Luther King Jr. is like, oh, you know, we're never gonna get peace, or we're never gonna get desegregation or something like that. We gotta keep pushing forward for it. It's the same thing. We gotta keep pushing forward and improving, you know, humans in general. Like, we should all want this. We shouldn't be trying to tear it down, because tearing it down that's whack, man. It's promote positivity, you know? That's the whole message of this channel, actually. Promoting positivity. And, you know, it's just love, man. It's just love. But yeah. So, yeah. All in all, I mean, like, imagine if I want to talk to all the guys out there. Imagine if you were born a girl, but you still had like all the values that you have right now. Like, I know a lot of my guy friends, they love sports. Obviously, like, I love sports, and a lot of my guy friends love sports. We love talking about the games. We like doing all that stuff. Imagine if you were a girl, but still had all those like characteristics about yourself, and you just got disregarded. Like, you gotta look at it from their perspective, guys. Like, it's just not fair to look at, like, it's the same thing, not exactly the same thing, but with race, you know? Like, I can't do some stuff that my white friends want to do, but they don't see it sometimes, you know? And so we have to look at it from everybody's perspective. Like, of course, I know they're smaller, they're not as big, and they're not as fast in general. But women's soccer are women's athletes in general. They deserve more credit for what they do. I mean, they're literally trying to, they're doing what they want to do in life, but they're just not getting paid enough. Because it's just not fair, guys. I mean, and I understand all the business aspects of it. Like, the WNBA is just not making enough money. We need to get more people watching WNBA. We need to get more people watching all women's sports in general, just so they can make more money. And yeah, that's basically all I got. I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you for this semester, Miss Bremer. This project was awesome. I had a lot of hot takes on it. I had a lot of research on it. It was fun to make. I hope you guys enjoy it, or enjoyed it. But yeah, I'm gonna be back on YouTube for all of you during the summer. It's been a great semester. Thank you for watching to the end if you did. Yeah, that's all I got. Have a good one, guys, and a great summer.